Hello there, and welcome back to World of Warships. Yes, I still play it. Very often I don't make videos out of it, but I think this Kurfürst battle was actually how the battles should be. Now, the Große Kurfürst is the German tier 10 battleship. It's the biggest ship in the game. So, as a wearaboo, I had to get it. And yeah, it has a lot of drawbacks that are very often very frustrating. And mainly it's the firepower. I think this ship can act as one of the best tanks in game. It's pretty good at brawling. However, since the introduction of recent other tech trees, such the British and the French battleship line, this is not an undisputed status anymore. So I have spec'd into the stealth build together with the survivability tank build. So that is very important to have, fire reduction, fire prevention, and as you can see, when I actually disappear, my spotting range is pretty low. It's the lowest that you can get it. Now in this match I want to go straight in if there is the opportunity, but you can see my arch nemesis, there are 4 enemy destroyers, and they are it's kind of counterintuitive if you look at how weak the torpedo protection is on the Große Kurfürst, and then it forces of course damage con, and that takes so long to get back the repair, a second torpedo salvo and you're dead, even though you just overall take 2 torpedoes. So this is why initially you have to be very careful how you pick your fights, and you have to have the support from your team, either by radar cruisers or by your hydroacoustic search being up, and you roughly have a good idea where the enemy is and where the torpedoes might come from, so you can angle into them to go bow in to, well, give the enemy less chance to actually hit you. So here I just take some long range shots. The Kurfürst is a notoriously bad sniper. You have the shortest range, you have the weakest AP in terms of reliable penetration. As soon as the enemy angles, you get so many bounces and shatters, and then if you penetrate, it's mostly in over penetrations. For the citadel, the enemy has to perfectly turn and just expose the underbelly of the ship, and be completely at short range and completely broadside. So here I now see a gap in the enemy lines, and I think I just do it. I just go through the middle. Now you can see my detection range is 13.6. That's still a lot, but you still can surprise from time to time your opponents. I see the Wooster, yeah, it's actually pronounced Wooster, and then there is the Kitakaze, and he's shooting at me and I'm shooting back. And now something happens that Flamu would approve. German battleship AP, 6,350 damage, and he gets shortly after that killed out of all the destroyers by a Shimakaze with gunfire. That hurts. Talking about hurting, there is a Neptune, Royal Navy light cruiser, and usually I think we should have a decent chance of killing him. But look at the penetration. Yeah, that's not really good. The accuracy, even a bounce. And then we shoot into the smoke. Hydro is up, so I bait him into firing the torpedoes. Now I give him a little bit of time, and now I turn in. I don't need to see the torpedoes to know that there is a high chance of them being there. Usually enemies just try to completely delete you and not just make a wide torpedo spread where there is then still a chance of get a hit at all. Just one penetration. I should have locked on the other ship to have a tighter dispersion. So there are a lot of tips and tricks. Maybe also the lock-on bug is still very much present, which is highly annoying. And I'm angled in, so Royal Navy light cruisers, they're bound to have purely AP. Then I see the torpedo hit and I fire and bounce. Yep, that just happens. And now it's getting really interesting. There is a Bismarck, there is a Harugumo, there is still the Royal Navy Cruiser, and there is a Kurfürst coming in. I need to turn away, and then they catch me kind of in the turn, so I need to angle in again. I get a good salvo with the front turrets into the Bismarck, and I love to shoot at German battleships. They are so easy. No, it actually were the back turrets. Can we kill the Neptune? Yes, it needed 2 penetrations to do so. Harugumo is set in as a secondary target. Can we actually deal a lot of damage to him? Yes, we can. Flamu would approve. That was like 11.5k. Yeah. Then I tried to finish him off. His retreat is actually blocked out of all the ships by the French Republique. The memes. Yeah, so I let him here and I wanted to fire now, and of course I miss. Must have been close misses. Nevertheless, now I want to actually go back. And I'm holding here the position, so I had some good volleys into the enemy team that retreated from my team that's following them. So usually chasing other ships is not that great. You run into their torpedoes, your torpedoes have a lesser chance of catching them, and then there's this beautiful salvo on the Kurfürst that's turning in, and I'm still here in a very bad position. 18,000 damage, and we get the close quarter on the Harugumo, which is all the more amusing. Double fire on me, that's not really nice. And now a hero emerges out of the blue, basically, and that is the Shimakaze, and he lays a smoke screen. So I don't fire my guns, and the Kurfürst is bowing anyways. I couldn't really hit the Bismarck in time. I'm not damage counting here the fires. I'm waiting for my heals. You can see I get a good portion out of it. The Kurfürst turns. Now I open fire just with the front turrets. Keep angled, and we get another 11,000 damage. And his AP, well, he doesn't deal that much damage, 4.5, but he knocks out my front turret, where the Babette is notoriously weak. And I have so many turret knockouts in this ship. With the super firing one. Gearing behind me, now I have to accelerate. 6.6 kilometers, there is a high chance that he has fired torpedoes, and I think this is a very good timing because there is no enemy ship in front of me that can actually abuse this kind of situation. 93,000 damage dealt, that's not really that impressive, but nearly 2 million potential damage blocked, and I'm still very much alive. I can still heal up. I still have 3 heals left. I use here the hydroacoustic search if there are torpedoes behind me or not. Surprisingly enough, there are none. I'm hard spotted. That's still the gearing, and there is also a spotter plane that can spot me. There is another Mogami, and then we can see how bad actually the dispersion is. Now I saw him rendered on the minimap before he actually appears. I aim carefully using the aiming reticle on the minimap as well. Some of the shells get caught by the island and he turns away. So there is a nice cruiser-sized gap in my volley. Yeah, I'm not amused. And I try to stay out of the 10-kilometer mark, out of his potential torpedo salvos. Mogami has still very nasty torpedoes. Let's see if we can make this volley work. I mean, I aimed a touch higher. Dispersion looks good. And then, yeah, 4 over penetrations on what looks like the waterline. This is what I absolutely hate on the ship. And then my favorite targets come in. German battleships. Or in this case, a single Bismarck, and watch this. I fire a complete tight grouping into his direction. He deals a lot of damage to me and I do obscene 20,000 damage to him. Now, even with no citadels, you know, due to the turtleback, which is strong in this respect, but on the other hand, it guarantees you penetration damage. I get another chance to fire at him, and he has 9,000 health left, and we take them. Nice. Again, the front turret is knocked out for the 3rd time. Yeah. But then again, sometimes you have to play with your health pool. I had to dodge the torpedoes, or at least, you know, not turn into them. And the Mogami still is providing us a good target. We shoot, and then he actually out-potatoes us and gets into the island. Yeah. But the knocked out turret is about to reload, and he's stationary, he's slowly accelerating, aim with the help of the minimap, with the help of, you know, the visuals, and nada. 2 over penetrations cause 11,000 damage. I doubt this. And then another 2 over penetrations deal 2,500 damage. Yeah. Very strong UI. Now the enemy Kurfürst is dead. The Mogami is the last enemy alive. The question is, do you actually like this kind of gameplay from time to time? You know, because since I featured my last World of Warships replay, or not replay, but gameplay, I have gained a lot, and I mean a lot, of subscribers. That are, I guess, of the overwhelming majority is here for my War Thunder commentary. And I know maybe I get a few dislikes from people that think they have to make a point by disliking any sort of video from wargaming, but I think with World of Warships they have done so many good things overall in terms of grind, progress, that I think this is worth it. By the way, I play the Kurfürst because I want to get the legendary module on it to see what it's like, and by fulfilling some conditions, Wargaming actually gifted me 2 weeks premium by fulfilling an in-game mission. 384,000 silver, 6,500 research points, or experience rather, 147,000 damage, Confederate, close quarters expert, and of course Dreadnought. A lot of secondary hits, 3 ships sank, 1 defender ribbon, 1 spotted, first in team with 2017 base experience. I think I did my job. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please give this video a like if it did. Let me know in the comment section what you think about it. And I'm out for today.